Hello and welcome to the book summary of Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner that just feels that, okay, you know what, you're very busy, you don't have time at all, then you should most definitely read this. By the way, this is the first episode of an ongoing book series that I'm coming up with called The Book Club, wherein all I do is share insights on some amazing books like this one. And if you don't already know me, my name is Mohit. I'm one of India's top speakers and youngest life coaches. I'm an entrepreneur, and my goal with this channel is to help you build a better life. Without further ado, let's get started. There are 7 key principles that I would like to share with you that absolutely changed my life when I read this. And the first principle is the buy back principle. And according to buy back principle, you shouldn't hire to grow your business, but instead you should hire to buy back your time. For example, now in the beginning, when you are an entrepreneur, you are doing everything. If I were to talk about myself, right now, I'm basically doing everything in my business. Correct? I am the one that's, let's say, posting content. I'm the one that's creating the programs at the back end. I'm the one that, is doing sales and all of that. Now, that is what happens in the beginning. That is how it should be as well. But let's say if I just focus on hiring certain people, for example, I focus on hiring a guy for sales or hiring a guy for specifically marketing or social media marketing. Then when I hire for specialized operations, my budget is just, it's going to vanish. But instead of, let's say, instead of hiring for specific roles, I just hire an executive assistant that has a certain skill set, and I pay that person a lot of money to, in a way, do the same things that I am doing, but I am not able to do them that well. For example, instead of hiring, let's say, just one person for one role, that one person that I'm hiring, that person is going to be taking care of multiple roles. For example, that person is also going to take care of my social media posting. He is also going to take care of, he or she is also going to take care of, let's say, reaching out to people, sales, things of that nature, creating posters. And I will only be doing things that actually make sense for me to, for example, creating content or closing sales, because that is something that I'm good at, or running masterclass or webinars. Everything else, let's say coordinating with people, getting things done, things at the back end, everything else, that person is going to take care of. Now, when you do this, you start optimizing your business based on, let's say, your time, not based on the operation itself, based on you. After that, the second thing I like to share with you is hitting the pain line. Every entrepreneur hits the pain line in multiples of 3. For example, the first time the entrepreneur might hit a pain line is when he hits $300,000 in revenue, probably. Correct? After that, it's 900,000. After that, it's 2.7 million, and it keeps on going in multiples of 3. And every time you hit the pain line, you do one of these 3 things. Either you, number one, sell the business. Correct? You feel like, okay, you know what, it's too much to handle for me now, and you just want to sell it. Number 2, you sabotage it. Consciously or subconsciously, you sabotage your business, and instead of going up, it starts to go down. And number 3 is stall. So stalling is basically you stop growing and you just stay where you are. But to be honest, maintenance is a myth. You're either going up or you're going down. That's it. Correct? So these are the 3 things that people generally do when they hit the pain line if they are an entrepreneur. When you hit the pain line, you need to refer to the buyback loop. According to the buyback loop, you're supposed to first and foremost audit your time. What do I mean by audit? Take, for example, a notebook and audit your time for a week. Every 15 minutes while you are working, write down the task that you are doing. Every 15 minutes. Correct? And after you've done that, what you should do is that beside that task, assign a value of basically how much money is that task bringing in. If it's very little money, just assign $1 sign. Medium money, $2 signs. A lot of money, $3 signs. After that, what you need to understand is that you need to then just highlight either with, let's say, green or red. For example, if you enjoy that task and that task fuels you, then you highlight that task green. If you don't like that task, you hate it, you absolutely don't enjoy doing it, highlight that task as red. When you do that, you understand, and you understand how your time is being spent, and you can audit it better. After that, whatever task it is that you highlighted as red, you're supposed to transfer them. You're supposed to delegate to those tasks, or you're supposed to replace those tasks. And then you're supposed to fill your sheet again. Basically, whatever was empty, right? Since you transferred some tasks, something is going to be empty. You're going to have space in your calendar, in your schedule. Then you're supposed to again fill it with tasks that you feel you need to do right now in order to scale your business. And then if you feel that okay, you need to audit it once again, you can do it. You can do audits once a month, or twice every month, or once in 3 months if you feel it's not that required. It's not that important to audit it right now. And there's one more principle that I'd just like to slip in. It's called finding your buyback rate. Your buyback rate is the money you are making in 1 year divided by 2000 divided by 4. 2000 is assumed to be the number you are going to be working in 1 year. Now you might be saying that, oh, I work more than 2000 hours. That's fine. Okay, this is just for calculative purposes. So basically, when you divide that thing by 2000, you get your hourly rate. And after you divide that by 4 further, you get your buyback rate. So basically, your hourly rate, amount of money you were making in 1 hour, and divide by 4, basically the amount of money you should or you can spend, the maximum amount of money you can spend to delegate a task. For example, let's say if you make 20 lakhs in 1 year, right? 20 lakhs divided by 2000. Lakhs divided by 2000, that is basically 1000 rupees an hour. And you divide that further by 4, you get 250 rupees. That is your buyback rate. So if you're making 20 lakhs a year, you can easily spend 250 rupees to delegate a task that you don't enjoy per hour. Correct? So for example, if video editing takes 4 hours for me, I can easily spend 1000 rupees to edit that same video and get it done. And plus, that person, there's a big chance is going to be better than me at editing my videos. So this was the buyback rate. And the next principle that you need to understand is the drip matrix. And according to the drip matrix, basically what happens is that there are two axes. One is the money axis, and one is the lights you up or the energy axis. For example, things that don't bring you money or don't light you up, they fall in the D or the delegation quadrant. They're supposed to be delegated. And things that, let's say, do bring in money but don't light you up, don't make you feel energized, then they fall in the R quadrant, which is the replacement quadrant. And things that make you feel energized but don't bring in money are supposed to be in the I quadrant. For example, things like working out or spending time with your family. These are the things that are supposed to, rejuvenate you, energize you. And the things that fall in, let's say, the fourth quadrant, which is lights you up and brings you money, that is your production quadrant. That is the quadrant wherein you're supposed to spend the most amount of time. So you remember we did the audit, transfer, and fill thing. You're supposed to transfer your tasks in this quadrant. Whatever you highlighted in red and does not bring in as much money, you put it in the D section. And whatever brings in money but does not make you feel energized, that you've highlighted as red, you put it in the R quadrant. And whatever is in green but let's say does not bring in as much money, you're supposed to put it in the I quadrant. And whatever brings in a lot of money and, as I've mentioned before, is highlighted as green and makes you feel alive, energized, you put it in the P quadrant. Correct? Ideally, you're supposed to spend all of your time in the I and the P quadrant. You're not supposed to do anything that's in the D or R quadrant, because these are tasks that actually drain you out. Correct? So that is the drip matrix. And hire people based on the drip matrix and how you're supposed to hire. We'll be talking about that as well. But before that, I'll just be talking about the 5 time assassins that are mentioned in Buy Back Your Time. Those 5 time assassins are: number 1, the staller. The staller is someone that just delays decisions as much as possible. So just think about this. You have a decision to make. but for whatever reason you are continuously stalling that decision. You're taking forever to take that decision. You're a staller, correct? You're just procrastinating on it, and you need to introspect and you need to ask yourself, why is it that you are stalling this decision? What are you afraid of? What is going to happen? Correct? Address it and then move forward. The next thing is the speed demon. That is the second time assassin. And this is the complete opposite of staller. What you are doing is that you're doing things at a very high speed. You're not considering the consequences. You're just, doing it. You're just getting things done. That's all. For example, when it's time to hire someone, you don't look at their qualifications, you don't fact check, you don't conduct a proper interview, you just hire them. And then 3 months later, you find out that they are not the right fit. They just got in, they learned, you put in so much money, you train them, and then they have to leave. Correct? So that is what the speed demon does. Hires without thinking. The next person is a supervisor. Now, this person micromanages every single thing. The supervisor is gonna feel stuck a lot because even after hiring these people, the supervisor is gonna feel like he is required all the time and no work is getting done without him. You need to let go of the leash, either hire good people or train them so well that you don't need to supervise them. The fourth time assassin is the saver. Basically, even though you have the money, you're not willing to spend it on your business for it to grow. You act cheap and you try to save upon your spending, and as a result, you don't grow. Listen, man, if you really want to grow, you need to invest back in your business. You cannot grow rich by saving. Nobody got rich just by saving. You need to reinvest and build and grow. Correct? So confront yourself if you are this person and invest in the right things and the right resources and the right people. And the fifth person, the fifth time assassin, is the self medicator. Basically, what you do is that as soon as you gain some success, you directly go to parties, spend it in one way or the other, and you, let's say, either get drunk or make a big purchase without thinking too much, and you medicate in this manner. Correct? And if this is happening, then there is a habit that you've built up and you need to work upon this. It's negatively affecting your life. Stop self-medicating. Stop spending money, let's say, on as soon as you get that money, don't spend it all on shopping. Don't spend it all on, let's say, drinking or partying or vacation or something like that. Understand where can you reinvest this to buy back your time and spend in a way that's sustainable. Now we'll be moving towards the 3 trade levels. So the first trade level that most people start at is the employee. When you are an employee, you're trading time for money. So without investing your time, you are not going to grow. Your business is not going to grow. If you are at this level, you are at the first level of trade, and that is the employee. The second level is when you are trading money for time. At this level, you can call yourself an entrepreneur because now you are saving your time and investing it to build a business. And the third level is the empire builder, wherein you trade money for money, wherein you find opportunities and everything else is set. You're just buying and selling businesses based on your idea. You're just a part of the leadership, and that's about it. You're not doing much. You understand the company profile. They have everything set. You put in money and you know what to fix, what not to fix, and it grows. Correct? And then when it grows, you either cash it out or you stay a part of the business. And that is the last level, which is the empire builder. So these are the trade levels, and you need to gradually move up these levels. And finally, the last thing that I like to talk about is the replacement ladder. So this is the replacement ladder. And according to the replacement ladder, so the replacement ladder has 3 columns. One is for hire, one is for feeling, and one is for the outcomes. Basically, you are supposed to hire the person that is enlisted in that column based on the feeling you are feeling or you want to get rid of for, and these people are going to be responsible for the outcomes that are mentioned in the outcomes column. For example, at the bottom, the first hire you need to make is the admin hire, because initially you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel as if you are doing everything, and that is when you hire either, let's say, an executive assistant, a manager, a personal assistant, a chief of staff, whatever you want to call that person. Their task is going to be basically manage everything else. For example, you are someone that's wearing a lot of hats. Now, whatever you did in the drip matrix, you're just supposed to focus on your P and I quadrant. Everything else that's in the D and R quadrant, you're supposed to assign it to the admin. And now they are going to be the person that is that is wearing multiple hats alongside of you. Correct? So once you are done, once you're past that level, once you're not, you have an executive assistant or a chief of staff, then you move on to the next level. So after you're done feeling stuck, now you're going to feel stalled. Now you're not going to feel like, okay, I'm stuck doing all of these tasks. You're just going to feel that, okay, now I'm stalled, I need to grow faster. When that happens, you need to focus on delivery. Hire someone for delivery, basically for onboarding people in your business and support, customer support. Correct? When you do that, your business grows through improving upon the system and delivery, and then you can just move on to the next part of the ladder, which is marketing. And what you're doing essentially is now you're reducing the friction it takes for you to acquire customers. Correct? As soon as you hire for marketing, you get a lot of inflow of leads, and now you can scale up a little faster because you don't have to worry about, thinking constantly where the next customer is going to come from. Marketing is going to take care of that. Correct? Marketing is going to handle the campaigns and making sure that the traffic comes in. Now, once you have enough inflow of leads and there's not enough friction, you are the one that's closing them, then you need to get yourself some freedom, and the way you do that is by hiring sales personnel. Correct? So what you're now supposed to do is that you're just supposed to focus on leading the team, and business is growing, it's selling, leads are incoming. You're just supposed to overlook everything, overlook the outcomes. Don't be the supervisor, as I've mentioned before, right? Make the people accountable for the outcomes. Check in with them. Don't tell them that this is how you're supposed to do it. Show them that this is how it looks like when it is done. And based on that, let them do their own thing. And finally, if you want to feel flow even when you're not in the business, then you need to hire for leadership that is going to take care of different verticals. And leaders are responsible for strategy, long-term strategy, as well as the outcomes that are being generated in the business. Correct? So that is the replacement ladder. If you're feeling stuck, hire an admin whose job is to take care of your calendar, inbox, and wear multiple hats. After you're done feeling stuck, right, you feel stalled, then hire someone for delivery that is going to take care of onboarding and support. After you've taken care of that, then make sure that you have a good inflow of leads by working upon marketing, because that is something that is going to help you eliminate friction, and the marketing team is going to be responsible for campaigns and traffic. After that, you're supposed to take care of sales, because that is something that is going to help you gain more freedom from your business, and sales is going to be responsible for calls and follow-ups. After that, you hire leadership to feel flow, and the leadership is going to be responsible for strategy and outcomes. So this was Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. It's an amazing read, and this was the first episode of Book Club. If you liked it, do consider subscribing, and yeah, that's all. Looking forward to see you in the next one. And if you are someone that would like to build a better life for yourself, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, oh, wait, before I go, I just wanted to share with you that now I'll be uploading a video on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. So just stay tuned for that, and it's going to be amazing. I'm going to give you a lot of value, so stay tuned for that. And again, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.